questioning your fate. I have a voice that is my savior, hates to love and loves to hate. I have a voice that has the knowledge and the power to rule your fate. I hear voices crying, I see heroes dying, I taste blood that's trying, I feel tension rising. I hear voices in my head, they counsel me, they understand, they talk to me, they talk to me, they tell me things that I will do, they show me things I'll do to you, they talk to me.
And welcome back to another episode of Measure Truth. I'm your only host on this show. I'll always be on your host on this show. And, well, what we got going on today? Nothing really. Just I want to show city council meeting and a couple not live, street interviews that it made me question, again, how we're leaving this country and the kids that are, I don't know. I really don't know. But what we're going to do, we're going to start off with a song from the 1990s, guys. It was for the movie, what was the name of that movie? I don't remember. It had Katie Holmes in it. Anyway, once we get the song started, I guess I'll remember it. Anyway, go get yourself something to drink, get yourself something to eat, get yourself something to smoke. Anyway, let's get this started, and I'll see you in a couple minutes.
What's the point of this? Oh hey, what's your favorite song? Maybe we could hum along. Well, I think you're smart, you sweet thing. Tell me your name, I'm dying here. Got you and I want you. Got you and I want you. Maybe just a smile. Oh hey, did you know that I can dance? Could we talk for a while?
In Athens, Ohio, this city council member, who is a Democrat, is introducing his proposal for a new way to start meetings that includes the Pledge of Allegiance.
So I throw that out for your consideration. It's not a major change or anything, but it's kind of tighten things up a little bit and add a little bit of formality to what we do to start off the meeting.
No big deal, right? Watch how things go down from there.
As far as the pledge, I'm very against it. Vote for three reasons. One, article of faith. I'm a Quaker, so I don't do that. So I won't. Two, it feels performative. And three, I'm uncomfortable with performing that in this current moment with this current administration. I think anything that feels like a fealty pledge, I strongly dislike. And so I firmly am against that.
I am with Member Wood on the pledge. I'm not in favor of that. I'm not a Quaker, but everything else lines up with that. I am a very long time atheist, and I have no desire to introduce religion or loyalty pledges into local government at this point in our country's time. And I have felt this way since 8th grade, so I don't anticipate changing anytime soon.
This is someone who's an immigrant to this country, and I got my citizenship about 3-4 years ago. I'm very proud to be an American citizen. But I was a long-time history teacher, and I can say the history of the Pledge of Allegiance is a strange and varied one. It is not one. The original version of the Pledge of Allegiance did not include any reference to religion in it. That came about in the 1950s, but it came out of an anti-immigrant sentiment. It was
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. I must have missed the part where it's anti-immigrant.
It was designed to ensure that the children of immigrants would see this country as, to indoctrinate in many ways. In no way am I against the idea of saying we are supportive of and proud to be Americans and proud to be Athenians. I have no problem with that. But the Pledge of Allegiance, I'm not entirely sure has a place here.
Yeah?
I don't think I had a strong opinion about the Pledge of Allegiance until I heard 3 of our 7 city council members mention discomfort with it. And if there's anything that makes 3 out of 7 of us uncomfortable, then I'm...
Your face makes me uncomfortable. Your face makes me uncomfortable. Good thing Donald Trump wants to bring back asylums. Wouldn't that be great?
Against it.
Well, then that's 4 people out of 7. That's a majority. They're set to vote on this at their next meeting, but it doesn't look too good for the Pledge of Allegiance. How is it, though, that the worst people you can possibly think up in your imagination consistently get seats on city council boards? Perhaps some of you people watching this video should get...
Yeah, Ohio. What's your problem, Ohio? I want to get that shit fixed. Get that shit fixed. All right? Because you're going in the wrong direction. Oopsie.
What's going on, y'all? It's Steve here. So I want to
Listen, this is Nephew Steve. He doesn't call me Unc. All right? Relax.
talk to y'all about Don Lemon and these liberal nutjob protesters going inside of a church and protesting inside of this local church out in Minneapolis, Minnesota. So here's what I had to say about this. So the reason why Don Lemon and these nutjob protesters made the choice to invade this local church out in Minneapolis, Minnesota,
Right.
is simply because one of the church members at that local church happens to be an ICE agent, and that ICE agent attends that local church out in Minneapolis, Minnesota. So with that being said, man, these liberal protesters, well, these so-called protesters, okay, and Don Lemon, they all need to be locked up. I'm sorry, they all need to be locked up. It is what it is. And the reason why I say this is because these people, they made the choice to invade a local church,
Right.
and protest inside of that church.
Right.
Knowing good and darn well that the church is sacred ground for people
Sanctuary.
to come and praise and worship God. But for some odd reason, Don Lemon and the rest of these
Must be a safe
liberal
place.
nutjob protesters, they made the choice to break into this church, invade this church, and shout Renee Good's name and shout, hands up, don't shoot. And it's like, are you people kidding me? Like, are y'all crazy? And
little
I've
bit.
said this before, and I will say it again. These liberals, these people are by far the most uncivilized group of people in America. See, it's situations like this that goes to show you how uncivilized these people are.
What do you mean by these people?
Like, why would you go and invade a church and protest inside of a church, knowing good and damn well that the church is sacred ground for
You're
people to praise and
fucking
worship
dumb
God?
retard,
Like,
that's
why?
why.
Why would you do that? Like, that is so disrespectful. I'm telling you, man, these people, they expect people to give them respect, but they don't even want to reciprocate respect in return. Like y'all, like, are y'all serious, man?
No.
Like the nerve, the unmitigated gall of these people.
Fear.
And let me tell you something too, man. People like Don Lemon, they do more harm than help to America.
He's not a journalist.
Because it's people like Don Lemon that, you know, they love to push and promote lies and push and promote narratives, false narratives about Donald Trump and about the Trump administration. And because of this, man, you have a lot of people here in America that are so mentally screwed up, politically speaking.
And Donald Trump did say during a press conference, we need to bring back asylums. He's looking into it. Yo, you think I can run an asylum? Imagine putting pedophiles in an asylum. I like that idea.
Now, being outside on a sidewalk protesting, okay, that's one thing, but protesting inside of a church, invading a church and protesting inside of that church while people are in there praising and worshiping God, knowing that the church is sacred ground on top of that, that's absolutely crazy. And these people, they need to be locked up, man. They do. Because what they did was very disrespectful, man. You have people in church practicing their religious beliefs, praising and worshiping God, and you got these knucklehead idiots, and also too Don Lemon, you know, invading this local church and protesting inside of this local church. And I feel so bad for the children because there were children inside that church that were very afraid of what was going on inside that church. And as a matter of fact, there was a pastor that wanted President Trump to come and arrest these nut job protesters, these nut job liberal protesters. And you know what? I don't blame that pastor for saying that. I don't blame him because enough is enough with this shit. Like, we had enough of this shit. And it's situations like this that are the reason. How you doing? How you doing? It's situations like this that are the reason why you see a lot of people politically leaving the left and going to the right because of situations like this. And I don't know if Don Lemon realized this or not, but, you know, we live in a time where information is easily accessible. And, you know, with him, you know, pushing and promoting these legacy media talking points, like, people are not trying to hear that anymore. People are not trying to hear what Don Lemon and people like Jasmine Crockett have to say anymore, because now we live in a time where information is easily accessible now.
Way too easy. You can't lie.
So with that being said, man, Don Lemon and the rest of these protesters, they need to be locked up, man. They do. Because what they did out in Minneapolis, Minnesota, when it comes down to them invading this local church and protesting inside of this church, it was very disrespectful. Like, very disrespectful. And these people, man, they ought to be ashamed of themselves, man. These people, they want respect from everybody else, but when it comes down to everybody else wanting respect from them, they don't want to give it to them. They don't want to reciprocate that same energy to other people. And that shit needs to stop, man. But anyway, man, that's it. That's all I got to say. Let me know what y'all think down in the comment section below. If you...
I'm not gonna lie, that dude, a lot of his videos, he speaks the truth. And it's about anybody and everybody. But you can definitely tell he's a conservative. But you know who's not a conservative? This little guy that's coming up. He's on Hannity as well. And I guess Hannity likes having Democrats on his show. And basically, the basic argument's going to come up when real questions are asked. So I expect a lot of deflecting and A lot of, well, Donald Trump this, well, Donald Trump that. Congratulations, Justin Jones. Not only did you make yourself an idiot when you got expelled and they had to let you back in because you're a crybaby little bitch, and then you're up there crying about drag shows not being able to be shown to children. Crying up there and looking like a little faggot drag queen yourself. Anyway, I digress.
Now, other Democrats have gone as far as to compare ICE, a federal law enforcement agency, even to the KKK. Take a look.
We need agitation before, collaboration. In my state here in Tennessee, we're seeing the opposite of what we're seeing in Minnesota, where we're having the state government partner with these terror agents from ICE and say, how can we expedite this and how can we increase and expand these operations in our state? And so we are saying that we must agitate before we collaborate with these.
I ain't gonna lie. So there's a website where it basically, hang on, let me put the website up. Where you can check how many deportations are from your state and your city. I have 5 in my city, which I did not know about. Crazy, right? Crazy work.
Forces of violence. And it's not the first time we faced them. Here in Tennessee, we had another terror group who used to wear masks and hide their identities, known as the KKK. And our the folks were celebrating this week the civil rights movement. Dr. King took them on,
Dr. King is not the great guy they think he is. He's not. He cheated on his wife. He's a sexual assaulter. And he wasn't Christian. Do you know that? He wasn't a real Christian. And he wasn't a Republican, like some people would like to make you believe. He also wasn't a Democrat, but in reality, he could be a Democrat because, well, he's a Marxist.
10 toes down, their heads up, saying that, what we're doing is for generations yet unborn.
Now, the man you saw in that clip is Democratic Tennessee State Representative Justin Jones. Now, he was briefly famous back in 2023 when Jones and some of his colleagues tried to get strict gun control passed in Deep Red, Tennessee, by staging a loud protest on the floor of the State Assembly chamber. Representative Jones was then expelled, kicked out of his seat by a majority vote in the Assembly, and became a hero on the left for his efforts, and even got to meet with Joe Biden in the Oval Office, and he has since been reelected to the Assembly. Clearly, Representative Jones.
When I just heard that Joe Biden, I wanted to do the whole Matt Damon thing. Joe Biden! Matt Damon. Hello, Dominique. How are you doing this fine Wednesday morning? I hope you enjoy the snow that's coming your way because, well, we're going to get snow today and this weekend. And I love it. I love it.
Has deep convictions, and now he has turned his ire against federal law enforcement. He now wants to abolish ICE. He is openly comparing it to one of the most murderous, violent, notorious, racist, hateful, evil, domestic terror groups in American history. He's here to answer the question, why. Democratic Tennessee State Representative Justin Jones is with us. All right. Justin, thank you for being here. Appreciate your time. Now I got a question. On the screen, I'm going to scroll the victims. You live in Tennessee. You're a state rep in Tennessee, correct?
Correct, Sean. And I'm glad you don't even have to go through the theatrics of scrolling a list. I'm glad you brought up a list because if you want
to have me as a guest on your show, invite me. No, I'm scrolling the names, not for your benefit.
He's literally scrolling names of people that were apprehended in Tennessee. And like I said, that website I just put in the link, the chat, you can check your city, your state. You can check, let's say I want to see who from the state of Colorado is Mexican or Filipino or Azerbaijan or Albania. It breaks it down. It's fucking wild.
but for the benefit of our listeners, so that they can know the victims of crime in your state.
And I'm glad you're bringing up a list.
So I want to ask you a question about it.
I'm glad you're bringing up a list, because if you want to go after rapists and criminals, you would stop hanging out with perverts in the White House and pedophiles in the White House, Sean.
He's deflecting from the illegals that were apprehended in his state by deflecting. What about Donald Trump's list and the crook in the White House? Bro, most politicians are crooks. You should know that. You basically, oh no, that's not, your other buddy was cosplaying.
I have a question. I have a question. I'm scrolling the names of victims of violent crime. By the way, homicide, rape, sexual assault of
are you going through Trump charges, or
and sodomy,
are you going through Trump charges
and drugs? So my question to you is simple. My question.
You hear that? All these people that were arrested in the state of Tennessee, he doesn't want to answer the question. He deflects. Why not? And I get it. I get it, because deflect, you either afraid to tell the truth, or you're just a bitch, or you just don't know, or you're just fed everything they're supposed to tell you.
Sexual assault of
are you going through Trump charges, or
and sodomy,
are you going through Trump charges
and drugs? So my question to you is simple. My question,
or what are we talking about?
My question is, if you'll pay attention long enough to listen, my question is simple. Can you name any of the victims of violent crime by illegals in your state? And have you ever called any of them?
To your viewers,
answer the question.
You to be afraid. He wants you to be fearful of your immigrant neighbors, because he wants to protect the
Can you name one victim of violent crime
He does
in
not
your
care about
state?
Crime. He hangs out with pedophiles and criminals in Mar-a-Lago. He does not care about going after rapists. He cares about keeping you fearful, to control you, because he wants to distract you from the real enemy, which are the corporate CEOs who are
the corporate CEOs that you say don't pay enough, yet these corporate CEOs probably pay about the same amount in taxes that y'all motherfucking frauded the government. Defrauded the government.
Okay. Did you get you got your little talking point out? You feel good about yourself?
This is the same guy who Elon built 2 hubs in Memphis, creating jobs. And he was crying about it.
This is not MSDNC. I'm asking you again. Pay close attention. You're comparing the KKK. What do you know about the KKK? Do you know
I come from Tennessee, where the
Gestapo?
KKK
Do you
was
know
founded.
the KKK
They ran my
did?
grandparents out of Tennessee. They ran my grandparents out of Tennessee.
You know some
My dad
victims
was a
of
U.S.
crime.
Marine. He fought for the...
They ran your grandparents out of Tennessee, yet you are from Tennessee. Your dad was a Marine. Good job. You're not.
They hung
you
people,
served,
they
Sean,
assassinated
your
people,
pocketbook?
evil racist, and Gestapo.
Yes.
They led
just
people
like the
to their
of the United
death.
States.
And you're
Masked
comparing
men,
law
masked
enforcement
men,
that are arresting
masked men
those
are
criminals
shooting mothers in the face.
to those people.
Shooting mothers in the face. Shooting mothers in the face. Bringing grandfathers out in the snow with boxers on.
But that's not ICE. But that's not ICE. Now I have a question.
Mothers and babies
so
in
my
cars.
question
That's what
remains.
ICE is doing.
Can you name a single victim of crime in your state by illegal immigrants? Yes or no?
I can name the people who are being criminalized by this administration and mass agents who are kidnapping people in our community.
Can you name your state representative?
You want to go through a list? Go through the list
can't name
of the pedophiles
one
and perverts
victim
you
of
hang out with at
crime.
Mar-a-Lago. Go through that list.
By the illegal immigrants in your state, can you? You never picked up a phone and got off your ass to talk to one constituent ever, to talk to them and give them condolences because you are making them less safe and secure.
He's pocket watching you?
Taking their health care, letting their farms close. You don't care about the American people. You're distracting from the real issues.
I care about the American people.
You want them to be afraid of immigrants because
farms close. Actually, dairy farmers got a huge boost.
all you have is fear, Sean. You want people to be fearful. Their pain is real, but it's not immigrants. It's the corporate CEOs who are screwing them over and making it so that they cannot afford groceries in their health care. That's who we need to go after. This is not the America.
Let me tell you what you're.
Why is healthcare expensive in the United States, ladies and gentlemen? Why is it expensive? I want you to ask yourself why. Is it because we have greedy corporate CEOs? Yeah. Yeah. I could totally see that. Now, you're talking about all these corporate CEOs, which they do pay taxes. And yes, they do get a lot of it back, just like we do. Just like we do. Because basically it's the government stealing our money and giving us a refund that they think, we should get. Why is healthcare so expensive? Why don't you ask all this Medicaid, Medicare fraud that's been going on in this country since 2021? Can we talk about that? Illegals don't get health care. Can we talk about that, Justin? Matter of fact, I wonder when they're in session next. I can actually go inside the Capitol building and watch from the rotunda.
Does not look like this. The America I believe in does not look like masked men targeting people. Shameful.
Okay.
Shameful.
Let me tell you what you're doing. When you compare our ICE agents that are taking all those criminal, illegal immigrants off your street, although you can't name a single person because you're not in touch with your constituents and you're too lazy to find out who they are.
You really thought you were going to come up here and
putting their lives in jeopardy. You are putting your reckless rhetoric is putting their lives in jeopardy. And you are making your city and your state less safe and secure.
You should be ashamed of yourself, and I'm going to pray for you that you lay down this burden and these lies, Sean. Shame on you, my brother. God have mercy on you. Shame on you.
You're a disgrace.
Because what you're doing is wrong. You are a disgrace.
Take the prayers. Thank you very much.
You have that $1,000
but the one that needs the prayer is you. The victims in your state need your prayers, not me.
The threat to the American people
Pray for them.
is in the White House. It's not these immigrants who are trying. 70% of them have been convicted of no crime, and yet these goons are kidnapping them from their homes. Shame on you. God have mercy on you and anybody who believes it's right, and your children will be ashamed of where you stand at this time, Sean.
And you know what?
Shame that you are on the wrong side of history.
You know what's funny? My children will be ashamed of what I think, what I've done. I talk to my kids every day, and they'll tell you they're not ashamed of anything I've ever done and what I support, even today.
And you'll be back in the history books. I cannot wait
a disgrace that is putting law enforcement lives in jeopardy.
I'm going to pray for you. God help my brother Sean.
Pray for the victims in your state. Pray for the victims of murder. Pray for the victims of rape. Pray for the victims of violent crime. Pray for the victims of drug abuse. Pray for the children that have been sodomized and raped. Pray for them. Pray for them in your state, and you can't name one of them. And you don't give a damn about them. You don't care.
I just want you to pay attention. Hannity is saying, pray for all these people in your states that have been victim of these crimes. And all he cares about is Trump and Mar-a-Lago. Do you think he cares about the people of his state? All he did was come up here and grandstand about Trump and Gestapo and the police. You're a fucking moron, bro. You just made yourself look dumb. And just like that little fucking retard we had on the other day who doesn't regret voting, not voting to not send rapists out of this country. He doesn't regret it. Can't deport them just because they're a sex offender.
American Klan, because the people of America deserve better.
Coming up, Virginia is already suffering the consequences of voting blue in November. We'll check in with Reince Priebus. Maybe a little more peaceful on the other side.
Bro, Virginia's about to get... I'm going to look more into this stuff that's supposed to be happening. The bill that got introduced. Bro, Virginia's about to be fucked if this shit passes.
I think I'd better not talk to you anymore because I'm really, really losing my...
You've got some awesome people here with you today.
Oh, yes, absolutely.
Yes, Stop the Violence Now, and you've got a picture of a gun. What gun is that?
I don't have a clue.
You don't know what that is?
About guns, no, and I don't want to know anything about guns.
Well, okay, so you don't want to know anything about guns or whatever. Okay, then no problem. What does your sign mean to you?
To me, it means that ICE needs to stop attacking people and shooting people and instead behave in a civilized way.
Right.
Well, they
talk
tried.
to people and let them have their rights. That's what I
To be fair, ICE agents do talk to people by giving them commands, and generally they are disobeyed. So they do try talking first, and I see that some of them are disobeyed. I just wanted to point that out.
I would like to see evidence for that.
It's all
that
over
ICE
the
agents
fucking
give
media.
orders.
No, that they're generally disobeyed.
But so when we see protests happen and get violent with ICE agents, especially Minneapolis, Portland, Chicago, Atlanta, when people are told, hey, stop throwing stuff at us or stop putting cement blocks into our vehicles, they don't stop. They don't stop. I think a lot of orders from protesters aren't being obeyed, so they do try the talking point. But regardless, when you talk about violence from ICE agents, what do you have to say for the fact that assaults against ICE agents has risen over 1,000% and car attacks have risen over 3,800%?
You're quoting things, but you're not giving me your sources.
Yeah, that's from DHS.
From where?
DHS.
BHS?
DHS.
It actually looks like a Smith & Wesson.
Oh, okay.
What did she tell you?
Tell me who you are representing, please.
Myself, Caitlin Bennett. I don't hide it right here. Liberty Hangout. I have a YouTube channel.
Liberty, yeah. And you are a Republican and an advocate of ICE?
I do support ICE generally, and I like to have conversations. I think it's important to have conversations about it because we see what's happening in our country. There's a lot of rhetoric on both sides, and so I like to come out and talk to people who disagree and say, actually, we can talk about this. It's important to talk.
And I appreciate that coming from you, but who is this DHS? Who
You've never heard of DHS?
No, I have never heard of them.
Is she for real? Bro. Wow.
The Department of Homeland Security?
Oh, you mean the Department of... Oh, you mean the people who are lying about the murder of Good yesterday, who are saying that she disobeyed them and wouldn't get out of the way when she was trying to flee from them.
Well, to be honest,
she was shot three times in the face.
I think it's terrible that she's dead.
All right. So, listen to this lady. I'm going to tell you.
Well, to be
She
honest,
was shot three times in the face.
Renee Good was shot 3 times in her face. Believe. 2 in the chest, 1 in the forearm, and 1 in the head. And people are like, well, he fired 4 times. Funny story. I only heard 2 gunshots. And hear me out. 1 bullet went through her forearm and then through her head. That explains it. And then you have the one in the chest where there's 2 holes. It's got to go somewhere. Just saying.
I think it's terrible that she's dead.
Good.
I think that's terrible.
Think that.
Yeah, I think it's terrible. But to be fair, they did tell her to get out
I
of the
only heard
car,
2 shots.
and then they were trying to. They said, "Get out of the car" multiple times.
She had no business getting out of the car.
Why not?
She was only there to witness. They had no business coming up to her and telling her what to do. She was trying to get away. She wanted to leave.
She may have wanted to leave, but at that point, an officer had told her, because she was impeding ICE operations, they told her to get out of the car, and she did not obey. And to be clear, that does not mean you shoot someone because they disobeyed. I'm not saying that, but that was before. So when you say ICE agents should start talking to people, they did try. And then her wife said, "Drive, baby,
You
drive."
don't have to put her wife in quotes. That is her wife.
No,
she has a right to
she's
have
not.
a wife.
Yeah. Well, people don't
They're
have a
never
right
actually
to
married.
How am I showing my prejudice? I'm
By
sorry.
putting the word wife in quotation marks.
Yeah.
People have a right to love whoever they want to love.
Yeah, I
Okay,
didn't say
but that's
anything
not her
about that. I
wife.
just don't. I don't.
caught that.
Okay. Well, we
Anyway,
know why I did that anyway.
She did not need to be approached in an aggressive way by those people. She was simply witnessing something. And
Did
there
she
was
need to
no
have her
reason-
car sideways in a road impeding traffic of ICE
3 minutes?
officers?
She was there to witness, and she was trying to leave. That's all I know about it.
See, that's the thing. That's all you know. We don't know a lot about it, right? We
Oh,
don't
yeah.
know a
That's
lot
True.
about
We've
it.
got the video, and we can see exactly what happened. And I think I'd better not talk to you anymore because I'm really, really losing my temper.
It's okay. We can just have a conversation.
yeah.
You don't need to. Why do you lose your
Maybe
temper?
talk to somebody
Look at more.
else.
Why is your temper being lost, ma'am?
My temper is being lost because you're advocating for people who are trying to destroy democracy and take over this country.
Okay, so that's how you perceive me. How I perceive you guys is that I think you're misinformed with rhetoric in this country coming from the Democratic Party, that you think that ICE agents are only doing bad things. I think it's good what they're doing. I think it's good that they go out and they've gotten 460 children identified through sex trafficking rings coming across the border. I think it's good.
Your concrete evidence for that not coming from
Okay.
a right-wing
Well,
source.
you know, do you generally
serious?
tell people that when an ICE officer or a local officer, when they tell you to get out of the car, do you generally think it's a good idea to disobey orders and drive off in their direction?
No, I would not say that. She said to him, I'm not angry at you. We don't dislike you. And then she got shot 3 times in the face.
So that's all that happened.
Again.
That is what I see.
One time in the face, which just happens to coincide with the forearm injury. One in the chest. Like I said, the bullet's got to go somewhere. I don't know where people say they heard 3 shots, 4 shots. I heard 2 shots since the first video.
As the key
I mean,
idea
that's
there.
not that matters.
So when she drove off and was disobeying orders, what do you think about
I
that?
don't want to talk to you anymore. I don't want to talk to you anymore. I'm sorry.
Well,
I
I
lost
think-
my
I think
temper
it's-
and I shouldn't have. Go
Don't
talk to
touch me.
somebody.
You lost your temper?
Go talk to somebody else, please. Yeah.
Yeah.
Please go talk to somebody else.
All right.
It's just disappointing. We're just out here having a conversation, and I see people advocating for the abolition and the destruction of ICE, which is detrimental to the safety of our country. They save women and children from sex trafficking. They go over after cartels. Without ICE, so many women and children would be left. Can you get your dog? I don't know. Your dog's not on a leash.
He's here.
I'm sorry.
I said he's here. I'm
Yeah,
not
I'm just
moving him
asking.
anywhere.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
I'm not moving him
Don't
anywhere.
touch me, sir.
Don't stick that in my face, all right?
That's not
He's
even close to
dead
being
here,
in your face.
and that's tough.
Okay. Well, you defend your dog more than you defend me right now.
What she wants? She wants content.
I want conversation. And I see you guys are losing your temper because I disagree with you.
Somebody speaks loudly, then you think it's confrontational and it makes us look bad, and we're not.
I don't think you guys are bad.
No, I didn't think
I
you
think
did.
you're being used.
No, but you need content, and the only content that gets clicked is this kind of stuff. And
I usually put out about 30 to 40-minute videos.
okay, let's stand. Your day anytime too.
Yeah. Your sign says fight fascism. What is fascism?
Fascism is the breakdown of a society. There's no
Hey guys, I want you to know this lady right here is a scientist.
society when fascism is present.
Can you give me a definition?
I don't
Look at the sign before she turns it around. What's up, Quantum? Look at the sign. It says fascism. Fascism. Come on.
really know
Fucking
if I have to
scientist.
give you a definition because I know I feel violated against my
Huh?
Okay, but what is fascism? When we want to fight something, it's easy. It's good to define them, right? So what are you fighting when you say fight fascism? Well, what are you fighting?
I understand.
Okay. It's fine. Because if we're going to fight something, I think it's important to define our terms to know what we're fighting. So what is fascism? No, let's go. Let's go.
No,
Stop.
I'm going to
Alexis.
stand here.
Okay. Well, why would you ask her to leave? Okay. Well, we don't have to speak. Well, what? We could phone a friend. What is fascism? You could help.
Yo, this proves another point, like I did in the Justin Jones video, where he was talking about all the victims and crimes that were going on that have been arrested, and all he did was, that's Trump? What about Trump? And, dude, Hannity was right. You don't care about anyone else but just Donald Trump. It's a goddamn thing that you're a fucking state governor instead of a state. Whatever. You're right, Gomez.
I don't want to speak to you. I don't want to speak to you. You can get out of my face.
Thank you.
Thank you. This is what I want. That's all I want to.
Okay. So no, you don't know what fighting, but what are you fighting? You don't know.
I already said.
Oh.
The breakdown of society?
I'm fighting for how I feel.
Right.
For others.
She's starting to cry because she's getting questioned.
What specifically do you feel?
Can you not hear it in my voice?
I'm starting to cry.
Are you going to cry?
Oh, no.
Because I asked you to define a term on your sign?
I'm sorry.
And I'm not trying to make you cry, and I don't think you should. I don't think you should cry. I'm just asking you to define what fascism is, because I see a lot of people getting labeled this, and whole administration is being labeled that. ICE agents are labeled as fascists, and it's getting them hurt. And so I think if we're going to talk about fighting fascism, which people do by assaulting ICE agents, by going after Trump, trying to shoot him dead on stage, he's labeled a fascist, and then someone tries to take his life on stage. Charlie Kirk was labeled a fascist, and he got murdered in front of everyone. So I think it's important when we are holding signs in public that say to fight fascism, it's important to define it. What is fascism? And if you don't know, just say, I don't know what that is.
I see it. I can see it.
Yeah.
See what?
But what is it? What is fascism?
I already said.
You don't know, do you? You don't know what fascism is. Who coined the term?
Mussolini.
Do you know who coined the term fascism?
Actually, Mussolini did coin it, but it was actually a political party in Italy. I can't remember what they're called, but, fascism actually came out of that.
Can you give an example of a fascist? Who would you say is a fascist?
I understand what their tactic is. I understand what the tactic is.
What? Ask you to answer a question?
I'll give you an easy one. Can you point?
I'm not dumb. I'm a scientist.
You're a scientist? Yeah. Okay. Can you point to a fascist and tell me an example of who one is?
I really don't need to speak to you.
Before you go pointing signs and holding signs. All right. So have the courage to engage in a conversation with me.
I'm being courageous standing out here.
Yeah.
Yo, the bitch. You know what that means, right? I don't think she knows what's on the signs.
I'm practicing my right.
And go turn that sign around instead. No. It actually says fascism. It's actually not even spelled.
We didn't make these signs.
Oh, you didn't make.
So you're holding a sign that you didn't even make? You got to spell check things before you hold them up, sister. That says fascism.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, what is fascism, actually? You know what? You don't even have to define fascism, because that's not what you're talking about.
Just now pointed it out, too.
Oh, you knew the whole time?
I'm just also pointing out that you just pointed it out at the same time.
Yeah, so you didn't know. You didn't know it was spelled wrong. Aren't you a scientist?
But you know nothing.
We all make mistakes.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
Like this. That's a pretty big mistake.
Yeah, how so?
What's up, clown?
Child. I think you know.
I'm sorry?
Child predator.
Yeah.
Child predator.
No.
Yeah. So when we're talking about child predators, that's good. Those are bad.
I think that came out of it. Let me look it up. I think I saved it somewhere.
People, right? Child predators are bad people. Who goes after? Who majorly goes after child predators in this country? Tell me who.
Priests.
I'm sorry? ICE. ICE handles the majority of child pedophile rings and child content that's out there, underage pornography of children. Do you know why?
They've only been around a year.
ICE was only created.
I gotta find it. I just can't find it right now, because now I want to say something else.
content that's out there, underage pornography of children. Do you know why?
They've only been around a year.
ICE was only created last year?
No, not really.
ICE was not created last year, and a lot of us know that. She doesn't. I wonder what year she was born. Was she born after 2003, maybe? Maybe? I'm just guessing. Because if she was born after 2003, then she should know ICE has been around since 2003.
But no.
ICE has only been around for a year?
I mean, when we started hearing about it.
Yeah. Well, when was ICE created?
I don't know, but...
Yeah, 2003.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Why was ICE created?
I don't know. Probably because our dad came over here. That's why everybody, like,
your dad was an illegal alien.
Your dad came over here, so ICE was created. Interesting.
No, he was an American.
Well, then we're good, right? So ICE was.
So your dad was an American, but ICE was created because of him. I got it. She's a scientist, guys, so I'm sorry. I'm not a scientist. Actually, I have a high school diploma and an EMT paramedic registration, which is expired now. You know, it's not that I need it. I did emergency medicine for a good part of 20 years. I digress. This is not about me. This is about you.
It was created in 2003. Everything ICE is doing has already been done.
I'm really sorry. I have to.
You have to go do science, right? You gotta go fact check and look up some things. So you're welcome. Are you guys leaving or are you gonna stay around?
No, yeah. We're gonna walk around a bit.
All right,
gonna enjoy our day in the beautiful sunshine.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
All right. Well, have a good day. And you don't have to listen, but I'm just gonna say it anyway. Without ICE, that you guys so vehemently hate, they go after and they.
Now I'm going to tell you, after seeing these two, along with some of the older ones, because the older ones, once it hits like 2 or 3 in the afternoon, they disappear. But, these bitches are being paid to be there. That's why when you ask them a question, they're like, oh, Donald Trump, racist, ICE. ICE has only been around for a year.
Get the children who have been trafficked across the border. You get rid of ICE, you get rid of HSI, who goes after and gets these children. It's just 460 children were identified last year. That's what they do, and that's important. And you're like, you couldn't care less about that. But those are children. You guys want to hold the sign of a pedophile who went after children. With no proof of him, by the way. Okay. No proof of him unless you have it. But you guys want to abolish the agency that would protect those children.
Two things. Judges voted or came out and said, no, they can't release the court transcripts for his case in Florida. Why? Donald Trump's testimony is in that. You know, maybe he was an FBI informant. Or I want Pam Bondi, Kash Patel, Dan Bongino arrested for obstruction of justice, because that's what they're doing. Dan Bongino, you're guilty of it too, bro.
Very welcome. I would fact check that. You're a scientist. You can do science and learn.
Liberty Hangout. Oh, I'm just getting the name of your...
Yep, it's Liberty Hangout. My name is Caitlin. I don't hide who I am. I'm very proud of who I am. Is your tier lowered now? Could we talk
really
now?
Don't want to talk anymore.
Okay.
No, because I know you're going to edit this to make it look like I'm the bad guy, and I'm not playing.
I did not claim that you lost your temper. You said that.
I knew I did.
But why does having a civil dialogue temper you so bad?
No.
What do you think about the statistic?
Talk to you about.
Where are you going?
Why is that, sir? We can have a civil discussion, right? No, he said no, we can't. Charlie Kirk said when people stop talking, violence happens. And that's exactly what we see with ICE. We come out here to try and just talk to people. Hey, did you actually know this about ICE? Hey, did you actually know these statistics? Were you told this? And then as they admit, their tempers just go out of control and they get angry. And guess what? Violence happens. ICE agents get rammed into with cars. That happens all the time. 3,800% increase in car attacks against ICE agents just in one
Caitlin,
year. That's violence.
I say they're activists for a proper cause.
Right, absolutely.
Absolutely.
So would you agree with him that Nobel Prize rape? What is your sign? What do you get out of his sign, actually?
Well, he's not a Nobel Prize winner.
Right.
But he does have a Nobel Prize. Fact check me on that.
He's too incompetent for that.
Okay.
And he's got a track record of
He's a rapist.
What?
Get out of my face. He's a rapist.
Whoa.
He's a rapist. That's
Whoa.
What's your proof for that?
What's that?
Whoa. Listen, you Peter Puffer. Relax. Matter of fact, calling him a Peter Puffer and he's smiling like a donut at the exact point, that's perfect timing.
Proof for
Well, let me see. $100 million in New York for E.J. Huh?
Yeah. That was a defamation case.
Really? Then you
Yeah.
better read what the judge said, because the judge, this is rape. Now, if you want to go a little further, let's go to Katie Johnson in her deposition.
Sure.
You are familiar with that, right? Yeah, she deposed, and she dropped out because of the death threats. She was raped by Donald Trump at 13.
Okay.
Out of my face. Get that out of my face.
Why are you shaking?
Are you shaking, sir?
What's that?
Would you
Well,
like
I don't know
a-
if you're shaking because you're nervous
I need
or
a candy bar?
you are shaking a
No,
little
I'm
bit.
not
We're just
shaking.
having a civil
We're not
conversation.
having a civil
blood
conversation
sugar.
with people like you. Now get that out of
What
my
do you mean
face.
people like
Get
me?
that out of my face.
Not in your face.
What do you mean
That's
people
not-
like me?
Get that out of my face.
It's your sign.
I'm just holding it up to get your audio. It's not actually in your face.
I
Your
said-
sign is closer to your face than my microphone is.
Get it out of my face.
Okay. So what do you mean by people like
Get it
me?
out of my face.
You keep going, sir. She won't leave.
Get
She
it
won't
out of my
leave.
face.
She won't leave. She won't be
Your
open-minded.
sign-
She doesn't really want to hear your opinion. There's none of that.
I've literally tried to talk to people
Get
who
out of
say,
here.
"What?
Get out. Get out.
You know,
I'm not going to do that."
me and this guy, it reminds me, like he goes home or back to the nursing home, and this dude, I bet you if he has like a black nurse or a black provider, I bet you this little fucker actually calls them the hard R. He looks like the kind that would call him the hard R, right?
I'm not going to leave.
Well, you're not going
Makes her
to.
feel
Angela,
good. She
You're not
feels
going to stick that
empowered.
microphone in my face.
Yeah.
Then-
Good for you. She feels empowered. She likes to bully, and she's bullying you. And she's not respecting your space or your opinion.
Oh.
Your dog is about to trip you, by the way.
Just ignore her. Just don't even pay attention to her. Don't ignore her.
Now you're shoving your sign in her face, sir, to be honest
right.
with that.
It's acceptable.
I'm just trying to
I'm
have a
acceptable.
dialogue. It's not, there's no reason to get angry. I don't understand it. I've been back at this for an entire year, and this is always the case with these people. And you're saying here, get out of here, get out of here. What are you going to do? Have ICE come and deport me from Dunedin, Florida?
I see
people
this
who,
guy, I'm like, oh, he's the kind of guy that, whatever, calls people a nigger. But I see me being that guy, that's like 60 years old. Hey, get off my lawn. Get off my lawn. Zipperhead. Ooh.
You hate that.
Can you say zipperhead?
She feels like a big shot, and she likes
Shouldn't
to
women
bully
feel
people,
empowered?
and so she wants to stick her phone in your face and feel like the big shot and take control. Such crazy people. Don't even respect your space ball. Come on, let's go. We're not going to.
Yo, this nigga just call her crazy? Did she just call her crazy people? Did you hear that? Roman? Okay. Again, when Donald Trump said during the press conference, we need to bring back asylums, I think we should. I agree, Mr. President. We should bring back asylums. I don't know why we got rid of them. That's right. But we got better standards now. We can put a camera everywhere, except for the bathrooms. That would be a terrible idea.
You're gonna let her do that? You're gonna let her boss you around and tell you where to go?
Don't do
My
it.
wife, she can do whatever she wants.
Your wife can boss you around like that?
Not mine.
Sir, get that out of my face! Get that out of my face!
What a bitch.
Oh, you just hit her.
I'm sorry, ma'am.
You just hit her.
You heard me. You heard me. You're that.
All right, lead your man away. Lead your man away.
You're not gonna take your time?
Fight truth decay. I've been trying to do that with you guys, and all I get, all I get
Yo. I like that. You know what's funny though? Fight truth decay. Right? Why is truth blue? So we need to fight liberal decay. Get it? That's probably not what it means, but I like that. I like that. Arts and crafts doing really well these days. Who did this? Who did this? They took some time, maybe about 20, 30 minutes, tops. But if it's one of these old ladies, they don't know what these mean. This is arts and crafts time at the fucking nursing home. They do make these signs, but they're like, I don't know what it means. I thought it looked pretty. And I got extra applesauce. Yeah, how about that? Extra applesauce. And a foot rub.
in response is, oh, I can't talk anymore, my temper is rising. How do we fight truth decay if we can't even remain mild-tempered to each other? I'm not angry. I don't have a temper. So, all right, only praises, only echo chambers here, and Dunedin, Florida, with these liberals, as we always see. So,
trying with these glasses on.
Gotta love Florida. Gotta love Florida. So, we heard what the old fucks have to say, right? So let's move on to, I don't know, a college. Let's move on to a college to see what's in college right now. Zoom? Not Zoom, Gen Z, right? Or millennials? I think it's millennials. Millennials are in college right now. And it's funny. It's funny. Funny because my kid is in college and she has a question. She doesn't understand. I got that. Who said Jello? Do they think they have Jello wrestling? You know, not that I would go watch. You think they would have Jello wrestling? I mean, that sounds gross. Now in college, that's a different question.
So they're consenting to an interview. We have security guards that don't know the rules of campus or the First Amendment. Hi. So I have a sign out here today. ICE has been in the news very recently. How do you guys support them?
Me personally, I'm a big supporter of ICE. They help keep our streets clean. I know there's a lot of controversy relating to the newest issue of ICE with, I think, what was her name again? I forgot her
Renee
name.
Good.
Renee Good. Originally, when I first saw the original post, I was kind of 50-50 on it. It was blasted by the media to seem as if ICE kind of killed her unwillingly, unlawfully. But if you look at multiple angles, multiple POVs of the video, it's very obvious that she intended to hit the officer with her car and he acted in self-defense. And actually, there was a state statute posted by Tim Walz himself saying that it is within lawful reason for...
Butterscotch candies. Hear me out. Hear me out. This may sound old, but even when a kid, they said this was for old people. Werther's Originals. And oddly enough, I like eating those caramels.
Officer to fear for his life if there's a vehicle threatening him in any way, and so he did it, lawfully. So I feel like that was
easy it is to do your research, you guys, and not just go off of
sorry, I
one.
was talking.
For an officer to himself saying that it is within lawful reason for an officer to fear for his life if there's a vehicle threatening them in any way, and so he did it, lawfully. So I feel like that was
See how easy it is to do your research, you guys, and not just go off of one single video? How do you feel about ICE?
You got it.
I don't care what this guy has to say. This motherfucker just doesn't happen to have a soul. He doesn't have a soul. Just saying. Anybody with red hair, anybody with red hair has no soul.
Yeah. So
good to meet you.
nice to meet you too.
You're not old. I think we're the same age. No, maybe not.
Of these women in these photos, well, some of them aren't even women. She was only 12. They were brutally murdered and raped, then murdered by illegal immigrants, people that never should have entered this country. They would still be alive today if Biden wouldn't have had our border wide open for 4 years.
I agree.
Yeah. There's people on campus who refuse
Oh, look at the red hair.
to
Look at that.
condemn.
Who do you think these fucking swamp donkeys back here?
There's people on
support?
campus.
Huh? Who do you think? Fuck it. Make it this third one over here. She's not really a swamp donkey, but she's in the, she's getting up in that phase. Right now she's just swamp. She needs about maybe 20 more pounds. But these two swamp donkeys, especially this bitch right here, bro, that hair dye must be affecting her brain, if she has a brain.
Who refuse to condemn the men in this photo.
Got it.
You walk among people who refuse to condemn rapists just because they're illegal.
Yeah, I feel like people nowadays in our country like to support, the people who are illegal and, do things who, wrongfully, as opposed to people who actually want to do good in our country. This is public, by the way. But okay.
What about all those people blocking the walkway?
Because you're black.
Okay, yeah.
I'm a student here. This is all public, by the way.
It's all public. We can stand wherever we want. This is stolen land, right? That's what they always say.
Oh yeah. No, it's more like conquered land, but believe what you want to believe.
Hey guys, you can follow me at Her Patriot Voice.
Yeah, but I do have some questions for you. Yeah. Why would you say you support ICE?
Yeah, because they would get rid of these rapists and murderers that killed Americans.
One reason I would support ICE is because if you want sweet tea, it's going to get warm in the South, so you got to throw some ice into it. I'm just saying. But we don't call it iced tea; we call it sweet tea.
American women.
So are all of the immigrants that come into America rapists and killers?
Nope.
Oh, okay, so
let's get rid of these ones? You agree with that?
Yeah.
Okay, so you support ICE removing them?
No.
I'm sorry?
I support the condemnation, as you said, of a rapist. There are white rapists, there are black rapists.
There are white immigrant rapists as well.
Okay, but again, there are rapists of different colors.
Why does the color matter when it comes to rape?
You just made it about you just made it.
No,
about
you did.
Color. No, you did. You said ICE.
You brought up white rapists.
Yeah.
Okay, because you said that immigrants rape, right?
Immigrants
so
isn't a
white
race.
not rape.
I didn't say immigrants rape. I said
Immigrant is not a race. Just clear that up.
these immigrants raped.
Those immigrants raped. What about white people that raped?
What about them?
Are there no condemnations for them?
Absolutely. We're condemning rape as a whole, but if these people wouldn't have been able to enter under Biden's open border policies, these women would still be alive today.
Right. So what about the people who are coming to America for a better life because they were experienced similar situations where they came from?
Yeah, they can come here for a better life. I'm all for legal immigration.
Legal immigration. Okay, so what about, so our president here, his name is Trump. That's a pretty racist man.
How?
How?
Give me an example of his racism.
News.
Give me one example. Just give me one example.
Just watch.
Hey, he's racist, guys. How do you know? Just watch the news. Just watch the news. But don't trust the news, right? We don't trust the news. But we believe the news. Because somebody's going to take a clip from the news and make it into a short and add their own spin to it. Kind of like I do. Actually, no, when I make a short, I just play the video. Sometimes in context, but in reality, it makes you go look up the real video and be like, yo, That's right. Like I did with that fucking Indian guy who said he doesn't regret his vote when it comes to deporting rapists, and he didn't want them deported because, well, they're illegal. So who gives a fuck if they rape somebody, right? As long as they're illegal, they're okay. Let's not take that out of context, you motherfuckers. That's what he's thinking, all right? And that's what these Democrats think, right? Even some of these neocons. Speaking of retarded Republicans, let's talk about Jake Lang for a minute. We'll get back to the video. Jake Lang. You know, the guy that's going around, you know, antagonizing Muslims, antagonizing the family, the dad of the, I can't even remember his name right now, the football player that got, the track star that got stabbed by the track star, and where the family got like quite a bit of money through Give, Send, Go. And now that the son's in jail, they can't afford a lawyer. You got over $1 million, but you can't afford a lawyer. Where did the money go? Where did the money go? And now I just went completely in left field. God damn it. Jake Lang. J6er. Okay. I think he's a plant. However, people see what he's doing. People are like, yeah, put some bacon on a goddamn Quran. We know that he got attacked in, Minnesota. Got beat, all that stuff. And he claims to be a Christian. Well, Mr. Lang, your mom's Jewish. Your dad's Jewish. But you're a Christian. Jews hate Muslims. Look at those motherfuckers that were like, blah, 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 blah. I'm following him. I'm following Jake Lang. Jake Lang's not America first. He's a Jew. Just saying. I mean, not to sound like Candace Owens, but sometimes we just have to admit what's real and think about why are they trying to cover this shit up. Got it.
Watch the news, sweetheart. There are plenty of examples.
Watch the news, sweetheart. Give me one example that he's racist.
Okay, Trump has flat out, flat with the racism.
Actually, Trump is not going to go to CNN, or can't go after, because I think CNN, something about Netflix or Disney. But I don't think it's going to go to Trump.
Comments, concerns.
What comments? Name one comment that he said that was racist.
Okay.
Because if he's racist, I want to know, because I don't want to support a racist.
So you support Trump?
I do, yeah. Can you tell me why he's racist?
She supports Trump.
So we've been sitting here for nearly a minute now, and she has still yet to tell me one thing that Trump has said that's racist.
Okay, so if we're going to be quite honest, I couldn't give you a specific...
I know, you can't.
Oh, okay.
Oh, no, I'm not done speaking. I couldn't give you a specific because I don't pay attention to idiocy. And
okay.
That's idiocy.
So if you're going to call someone racist, I think you should be able to prove it.
Watch the news.
Pull up a clip where he's racist. Go ahead.
Watch the noose. That's racist in itself. Why would I watch a noose? Are you threatening to hang me? Huh? You black supremacist? Watch the noose. I feel threatened.
Great. I'm so glad you asked.
It must not have been racist enough to remember, because you have to look it up. How do you guys feel about ICE?
Oh, all of these people are...
Thumbs up for ICE, thumbs down.
People that are against ICE.
I'm asking people, what's wrong with asking people their opinion?
I didn't say anything.
Did you find the racist clip yet?
Wrong with that. I just said that there were people, majority of them here are against ICE.
How do you know that?
Because I know them.
Oh, do you? All of them?
Well, he supports ICE.
You support ICE? Which one? You? You support ICE?
I thought you knew.
Oh, okay. I didn't think so.
What does ICE stand for?
Babe.
So you don't support something that you don't even know what it stands for?
Oh, I didn't respond for a reason.
Can you tell me what it stands for?
No, we're gonna go back to the Trump racism.
Right, okay. You can ask me a question if you want.
Why do you have this stance? I mean, obviously it's because of these criminals.
Just part of the reason, yeah.
Okay, but what's the whole reason?
I just don't believe that people should illegally enter the country and be able to take our resources, our jobs, and then rape and kill our women.
Okay.
But I'm all for immigration. I have many, many friends that were legal immigrants, illegally enter the country and be able to take our resources, our jobs, and then rape and kill our women.
Okay.
But I'm all for immigration. I have many, many friends that were legal immigrants, and I totally support doing it the right way. But people that are doing it illegally are not only cutting in line, but they're also actively breaking the law. And every single day that they stay in this country, as an illegal immigrant, they're breaking the law.
Okay, I mean, I agree it is illegal to enter the country illegally, but I think everybody kind of has a issue with the way ICE operates, and I want to ask you, what do you see any issues with the way ICE operates, or do you think the way they do things is just totally fine?
Are you specifically talking about the situation with Renee Good that happened last week? Yeah, so, I mean, I waited to make a comment on it after I saw multiple video angles, and I think the most telling video angle was the video. Renee Good was somebody who harassed and fought against ICE agents. And I don't know what you were taught growing up, but I was taught don't harass a man with a gun. Don't mess with a guy with a gun. And in his angle of the video, the cop, right? It's not smart, especially if you don't have a gun yourself. And
Still looking.
On his angle of his point of view, Renee Good actively stepped on the gas and her car physically hit the officer. I've never been in a situation where someone was about to run over me with a car, but you know what? If I think it's between my life and being run over by a car, I'm going to choose my life. And he shot straight ahead, and unfortunately, she lost her life. And she lost her life for nothing.
When you say he shot straight ahead and she unfortunately lost her life, I mean, I think if you shoot a gun, you're shooting to kill. There's no question about it.
You're right.
But
Cops are trained to do that.
I would beg to differ. I mean, I think cops should be trained to de-escalate situations, and that should be the last means.
How do you de-escalate somebody trying to run over you with their car?
So I'm not a cop, first and foremost.
Just as a person.
So, I mean, I wouldn't put myself in a situation in front of the car to be ran over.
Exactly. Thank you. Exactly.
The cop should have been standing right there, is what I'm saying.
He shouldn't have been standing there.
He should have been standing in front of the car.
Well, he was standing in the road. He asked her multiple times to get out of the car, and she refused. And her wife said, "Drive, baby, drive." And she hit on the gas.
And I could be wrong, but based off of what I saw, I don't believe him asking her to step out of the car was a lawful order.
How is that not a lawful order? When a cop tells you to do something, to step out of the vehicle, she was blocking the road. That's not allowed.
Yeah, but that's not a reason for you to be asking somebody to get out of the.
Why not?
I mean,
when you're illegally blocking a road?
I've never had a cop pull me over and ask me to get out of the car for anything. I mean, even if I'm.
That's good. Have you illegally blocked roads and harassed officers?
No, I'm not.
Wait a second. So he's been pulled over and he's never been asked to get out of the car. Think about what you just said, bro. I thought all cops were racist.
Type of person to do that.
Okay, so when a cop asks you to do something, whether you think you're in the right or not, the law will determine at the end of the day. To avoid it escalating and you possibly getting harmed and losing your life, I would just recommend that you comply. And she probably would have been just sent home afterwards.
Possibly, I can agree with that. I think that situation escalated on both ends. But what I can say is, I think the loss of life over an issue where you're checking, it's like. It's a very subjective operation that they have going. And that's just in my...
Subjective?
Subjective. Like, I could say you're doing X, Y, and Z, and then I'm like, okay, let me see your ID, let me start checking this, let me do that. I don't think they should have the authority to do anything with traffic. I don't see why he would be standing in front of the car, trying to tell her to get out.
Because she was actively harassing them and maybe even was threatening things. I haven't seen every single angle of the video. I've seen most of them, but the one that was most telling was the point of view of the officer, where you literally hear the car hit him.
Yeah.
And he goes, "Whoa!"
Body cam did come up,
Yep.
right? Yeah.
Well, it wasn't even the body cam; it was actually on his iPhone.
Oh, he recorded on his phone. Oh, they don't wear body cams.
They do,
They're
but the
supposed
one
to.
he was also filming on his phone.
It was part of that, $1 trillion that they got. Or was it billion? Yeah, they got a lot of money. But they still don't have body cams, which is kind of weird because that would save so much bullshit.
Okay, so let me ask you, do you know why they were there?
Yeah, they were responding to, like, rounding up some immigrants. That's what I heard.
They were responding to rounding up.
Well, I actually got asked to get out twice. One, because I was drunk and we just left a bar. There was like 6 of us. And they pulled us over. And I was like, wow. One white cop. Me. I was drunk, getting mouthy. Sir, get out of the car. Man, fuck you. Sir, get out of the car. All right, I'll get out of the car. Get out of the car. Another guy pulls up. And I'm like, you son of a bitch. It's because you're racist, aren't you? He's like, sir, get your buddy out of here. I'm like, all right. All right. Cool. The other time was because I was off-roading in the private property in Alabama. I got a pretty big ticket for it, though. Worth it. Other times, I just, yes, sir. Except for the time the guy that pulled me over because we were coming out of Sam's, right? So you go across the lane, you turn, but you have the middle lane, and then you have the right-of-way lane, And instead of me pulling into the middle, like a jackass, like the cop did, I pulled it into the closest lane to me that I was supposed to. And then I started to speed up, and then he tried to get into my lane, crossing a double yellow line. And he pulled me over, and he was like, he said something to him like, well, first of all, you're the one that broke the law right there. And he's like, all right, have a nice day. Kids in the back, everything. I wasn't playing no games.
They were responding to some immigrants that needed to be arrested, I believe.
Okay, and I mean, I want to, if we're going to speak about that, I'd like to know a little bit more information than just immigrants that were they on actual investigation? Were they conducting an investigation? Were they conducting a raid? What exactly?
Yeah, maybe it was a raid. I can't speak on it for sure. I can't say 100%. I probably should educate myself about that. You could agree with me that the men in these photos should have never been allowed in the country, right? Because not only were they illegal, but then they also raped women and murdered them.
Nobody said come through. If you come through illegally, you've obviously jumped the fence.
Ashley Babbitt's not dead. She's not. There wasn't a lot of blood for somebody that got shot in the fucking head. I'm just saying.
We're supposed to jump or something like that. You know what I mean? Figuratively speaking. But it's like, I don't know if, and my issue isn't with necessarily these guys being arrested or deported or anything by that, because they did commit a crime, 2 of them in fact, and one of them being very, I mean, I recognize that clearly, but I think this message and the way that's portrayed by yourself.
Remember how they promoted him? He just got charged for daycare fraud. Crazy, right? Not the Somalian, but similar situation.
It's very outspoken in a sense. And
I am very outspoken.
I see that. There's nothing wrong with being outspoken, but it comes off, I mean, the last lady you interviewed, she definitely brought race into the equation, and that's definitely a factor when it comes to this. It's my question to
you.
How? I'm sorry?
To who cares about race when it comes to illegal immigrants?
I want to get to that point.
Okay.
My thing is, if we're going to conduct operations.
There was no, blood for Babbitt. Kind of like there was minimal blood for Kirk. And you still haven't seen any pictures that somebody might have snapped on the ground where he bled out. It's weird because you think that picture would have been shown everywhere, not the one they show you where he's leaning back. Think about it. It's a fucking psyop. Everything's a psyop. Because look, it brought back people's love of God. And everybody's, Christianity's coming back up. It brought it back. And you know what? They're taking down the Muslims again. They brought back the idea of the Crusades.
About trying to stop illegal immigration and get illegal immigrants who are criminals out of the country. How do we go about that in a way that does not cause incidents like that occurred, like we were just talking about?
People just don't do that. Don't harass officers. It's very simple.
I understand that. But what I'm saying is, I don't think that the need is as extreme as it ended up being. I'm saying a lady shouldn't have to die because we were trying to do something like that.
I wish she would not have harassed the officer and tried to run him over.
I don't think the room for those situations should be able to even be a thought. So how does ICE prevent things like this from happening? How do they conduct what they need to do without disturbing anybody else? You understand what I mean?
That's all the people around.
Potentially having loss of life.
It's not like, hey, we're going to arrest this guy. I need you to be noisy. I need you to be aggressive when you see us. It's not on them, though.
How do they legally do it?
Well, because they're legally doing their job, but it's people, it's bystanders, it's citizens that have bought into this leftist propaganda that says these people are illegal, they shouldn't be able to round up illegal immigrants and criminals, so you can go and stop them. You do not mess with men with
7 years, clown. 7 years they had those documents.
Guns. You do not mess with law enforcement. We don't have as much power as these ICE agents do. They have a job to do, and these people also have families. They don't want to die when they go to work. They're prepared to, because that's part of it. That's part of the job. You're putting yourself in dangerous situations. But these people want to keep Americans safe. The safety of Americans is of utmost priority to President Trump and to his administration. Americans come first, and people from outside the country that were not born in America have the opportunity to come here legally the right way. We both agree that that's the right way to do it, and then become a citizen. And it is a long, expensive process, but if people want it,
I know,
they'll do it the right way.
I agree.
My mind works a different way when I see that.
People have lives to live, people have families, everything like that. I can see this getting in the way and infringing on citizens' lives that are legally here. I personally, and I'm gonna give you an example. I personally, if ICE was here and say they were conducting a raid, what's a very, where is it? Is it Minneapolis? Where there is a very high Somalian, I believe.
Yeah, that's also where Renee Good was killed. I don't know how you want to say it.
There's a very high, population of people that look like myself. It could be mistaken for myself. So say I'm at the wrong place at the wrong time. I'm getting groceries, and ICE has a mission or assignment to conduct there. I believe if I got stopped, I'm not gonna sit there and fight with them or anything like that, or put myself in a situation to be harmed, because they have the power in a sense. But I feel like my right to just do what I'm doing as an American citizen, born American citizen, is kind of infringed upon. I don't want to be stopped. I don't want to have somebody walking up to me with a gun on their hip. That's
just part of living in every country. You should see how it is in places like Israel. They're carrying AKs on their shoulders.
If you seem very patriotic, and if you're that patriotic, I don't think we should be comparing that to other countries. This is America.
Right.
Remember, Hulk Hogan is in the WWE Hall of Fame. Guess who's also in the WWE Hall of Fame? Donald Trump.
True, but you have nothing to worry about as long as you're an American citizen, you're a taxpayer, you're not a criminal, right? So if a cop comes up to you and profiles you, am I saying that's right or wrong? No, but you know what's so unfortunate for the black community? That is wrong. But you know what's so unfortunate is that people like the Somalians and then other black and brown individuals that come into this country and do not share the American values, they make it so hard for people that look like you and me, because then it goes where people see people like us and they assume, oh, I know how they are, because I'm gonna assume if I see like you're Somali, you're presenting that way in the way you dress or carry yourself, and I'm gonna assume because of all this $9 billion in fraud that's been come out of Somalia that a lot of these people might be in on it. And that's because these small amount of people have ruined it for the rest of the black and brown population.
I think living in a society as an educated person as yourself, I know you're very educated. You seem educated. I think it is just naive, idiotic, and just flat out stupid to think that just because of this small group of people, you're very aware. You know, that's the thing. You're very aware. This small group of people can be pushed and generated to a...
Remember, he did have a very successful show on ABC, I believe.
A widespread group, you know, like a profile, essentially, like profiling somebody. I think that is just an outlandish statement, and I think you also realize that, but...
Don't forget Trump.
I mean, let's be honest, though. When we see someone, like if I saw you sagging your pants and you had a big hoodie on and, you know, the hood over your head and you were in a back alley, I would automatically profile you as a dangerous guy. Maybe you're doing a drug deal, maybe you're doing something. So the way that you present yourself and then the way that you act does create, you know, the ability for people to profile you.
Let me ask you this. What's the norm?
The norm? I mean, you seem very normal. You seem put together. You look like you showered this morning. You don't have this threatening body language toward me like some of these individuals have today. I feel very comfortable speaking with you. That's the norm. A norm isn't a color. It's not a religion. It's not an association. It's acting like a civilized human being.
Right. And what is...
The norm is content of their character, not the color of their skin. Martin Luther King Jr., Marxist.
Acting like a civilized human being. I know I'm continuing...
You're a perfect representation of it.
I appreciate that.
And I mean, I think I've been pretty civilized today, too.
Yeah, I can agree. I think that just to say, okay, this is the example of somebody that is put together, the norm, and to see somebody as an outlier who might not just be the norm. They might just like to sag their pants. You know, they might, you know, like to not shower. If you want to live your life, live it that way.
That's your prerogative, but don't be, you know, offended when you don't get opportunities or when, you know, because you're not presenting. This is a civilized country.
Subjectiveness, you know what I mean?
But this is a civilized country.
I agree, and we can all civilly coexist in a way without, you know.
People don't want to coexist with ICE and let them do their job that they've been hired to do.
I mean, I see where you're coming from, but I can't agree with you today, and I think that's fine.
The first crime you said was that they came in the country illegally.
Yes, that's a crime.
Every illegal immigrant should be deported, and they can be deported with their family members that were born in America. So if a couple came in the country illegally and had children that are American born, we're not trying to separate families. One thing that Obama did is he actually created the cages that were used under the first Trump administration. He created the cages.
He created what cages?
The cages that the illegal immigrants were put in.
Alcatraz?
No, that was Trump. He created that. And actually, those are air-conditioned buildings, actually. These were just cages that he was putting people in. And I don't know if you know this, but Obama was actually nicknamed the deporter-in-chief. And under his administration, he deported over 3.1 million illegal immigrants, and nobody said a word. No leftist had any problem with it. Hillary Clinton, Obama talked about it even when he was running, said if you come to the country illegally, you will be deported. It's so simple. So why is it so crazy when Trump says it now? Why is it all of a sudden racist when Trump says it?
I think Trump has said some very outlandish things that can be taken as racist. I think, and if you want to compare the Obama administration with his, and I don't even know if I haven't fact checked you. I don't know if that's correct, and I'm not saying you're wrong.
Yeah, look up deporter-in-chief Obama. Okay. That was his nickname.
Yeah. They've got a lot of nicknames for Trump too. That might not, you know. But at the same time, let's say that is the instance, and you ask, why do people have to say it when this administration does it? Well, I mean, it's clearly the way that they do it.
No, it's just selective outrage. It's because Trump did it, it's bad. If you come into the country illegally, maybe you're not committing violent crimes, but you've still committed a crime. Right. And so then you have to go back. And Trump is actually being super nice, and he is allowing people to self-deport themselves. They will literally buy a one-way flight.
With
yeah,
$3,000.
a one-way flight back to their home country, and then they can come back in the country legally.
Where they have nothing.
Whose fault is that?
I agree.
It's not Trump's fault.
At the same time, you talk about the communism in Venezuela.
It's not my fault they were born into that.
I agree. It's not their fault they were born into that, but they don't have anything, and they're there. You understand what I mean? If this and this is why I wanted to just talk about it. Like I don't even really consider this like a debate more so. I just wanted to pick your brain. There is a right way to do it. I simply.
Okay, yeah, we'll wrap up.
If there was a right way to do it, I believe that this way is just entirely too controversial. I think that it's completely messy. I think that there are way better ways to do it. And to go back.
That's how you know it's the right way to do it, because everybody's like, there's got to be a right way to do it. But they can't tell you what the right way to do it is. Because the right way to do it would be to keep them in jail until ICE can pick them up. That's the right way to do it, because it prevents them from having to go out into the neighborhoods, going on the streets. You arrest them, they have an ICE detainer, pick them up. It's not hard. It's real simple. A lot of police stations do that, or used to. But, that's not a solution, because it already happened and it already worked.
To your point with Obama's administration, that is probably why, if he did do that, like I said, I hadn't fact checked your statistics or anything.
It's true. You can fact check me.
Okay. You let the people do it. But if he did that, that's probably why it was nothing said about it, because there was a right way to do things.
It's the same thing. Same thing happened. It's just like orange man bad, Trump did it, so it must be wrong. That's literally the mindset.
If you want an example, look up Elian Gonzalez. Look up that deportation video. Pay attention to that. If you've never seen it, Elian Gonzalez, I believe it was 1998. Cuban kid, 6 years old.
To Maduro. There was no...
Yeah, so he didn't get congressional approval, but then the same liberals who say they're so mad that Trump broke the law are totally fine with these men being in the country.
No, they're not.
They are.
I
interviewed 2 girls over there that said they refused to condemn the actions of these individuals on this board.
I didn't hear that from them.
And remember that Indian guy that's, I think, Michigan, Thanador? He doesn't think they should be deported either. He doesn't regret his vote. He said it.
Well, you can watch it here, Her Patriot Voice. What's your name?
My name's Zach.
Was Zach. Yeah. He's been awesome.
It was a pleasure speaking with you.
Yeah, very nice to meet you. Thank you. Hi, how are you doing? Good, nice to meet you. I'm Savannah.
I'm Jackie. Nice to meet you. I just kind of wanted to talk to you just kind of about what you're doing here today. I mean, I support ICE as well. I came here legally, so I think it's important for people to...
Hold on. I don't know if I heard that right. Let me back it up a little bit.
As well. I came here legally. It's kind of about what you're doing here today. I mean, I support ICE as well. I came here legally, so I think it's important for people to understand that they can't be above the law.
Exactly.
So, I mean, I just kind of want to hear your thoughts about it a little bit and talk to you about it.
Right. Well.
Oh. Illegal immigrant. And she supports ICE. I bet you they would cancel her in some of these major cities.
First of all, thank you for being brave and sharing that in front of this group of people that most likely does not agree with you. And for just respecting our country enough to come here legally. But I'm out here today as, just like you, I support ICE. I support the actions that they've had to take because we need to crack down on crime. We need to protect Americans, and especially specifically on this board, we have 4 victims of illegal immigration. These women were brutally raped and then murdered, and their lives were ended way too soon. So I'm here to stand for you and for them today.
Another 12-year-old girl.
To hear about that.
in
I mean,
Houston.
it just breaks my heart, honestly, to think that people think that it's okay and that people support, the fact that people just can come over our borders without any legal documentation. So I appreciate you being out here and kind of sharing your thoughts, and thank you so much for allowing me to kind of talk with you. It's great to get to know you.
Yeah, I really appreciate it. Thank you.
She's from the
Hi. Hi.
I work with the Chanticleer today.
Nice.
I can just talk to you really quick?
Yeah, of course.
Awesome. Do you mind if I record just so I can go back?
Totally fine.
Awesome. Nice to meet you.
Yeah,
I'm Emma.
nice to meet you. I'm Savannah.
Nice to meet you. So, Savannah, why did you come to Coastal today?
Right, so there's been a lot of craziness with the news lately about ICE and what happened with Renee Good. Rest in peace. She was recently shot by ICE officers, and there's been a lot of misinformation around it. A lot of people haven't watched all the video angles, and I've also come to stand up for the 4 women on this poster that were brutally raped and then murdered by illegal immigrants.
Yeah.
So just here to have productive conversations about it, get people's opinions.
Why do you think it's so important to come on to college campus specifically?
Right. Well, I think after what happened to Charlie Kirk, I think we need to sort of carry the torch in a way and continue to, not be afraid, not let
The future starts with the youth. Wouldn't that be the greatest part to come start? I mean, that is the propaganda part of the education system.
people scare you into using your First Amendment right. And he can no longer be out here. So now it's up to me.
Yeah. How do you feel being here today? Has it been difficult, easy?
Yeah, I mean, I would never say it's difficult because I have the facts on my side, but I hate to see people so aggressive and get so upset about something, because how are we going to move forward as a country, whether you think it's better for more conservatives or liberals to be in power, if we can't even have simple conversations about it?
100%.
Hi there, how are you?
Hi, good, how are you?
Good.
I don't really have a question, to be honest. I was hoping you'd ask me a couple questions.
Okay, I can ask you anything. What do you think about my sign? Do you support?
Love your sign.
Okay,
yeah, I do
cool.
support ICE in this country, for sure.
But you're brown. I thought
know.
ICE was racist toward brown people.
No, absolutely not. I grew up in a Christian household, so
Nailed it.
my parents taught me right. I completely support the police and what ICE is doing. If you're not from this country, you shouldn't be in this country unless you get the proper papers and stuff like that.
Yeah, absolutely. What do you have to say for the people who would not support these rapists and murderers being deported from America?
I mean, look at the facts. These people are coming over here, raping and killing American citizens. Just saw a story where some girl got killed and raped and thrown over a bridge by an illegal immigrant, and that just shouldn't be allowed. That could be easily avoided. Yeah, if like I said, we send these people back and they're not allowed to come in our country illegally.
Yeah, so I want to clarify, because I don't think I clarified this earlier. If you come into the country illegally and then you also rape and murder women, you don't get to come back, even legally. That's my opinion on it. You lost your privileges, okay? Because women, I mean,
deport these motherfuckers to the Bermuda Triangle or Atlantis. Let them populate Atlantis. They have special shoes for that. They're made of cement.
Was 12, you guys. For people, I mean, imagine if this was your sister, your niece. It's like, why is this so difficult? Oh, there was no problem when Obama did this. It's just like, I don't get it.
I saw Barack Obama actually deported more illegal immigrants than Trump did, and yet people are getting on Trump about it.
Right.
It just shows how much they dislike him, and honestly, common sense, people lack that in America.
Very, very true. Well, thank you so much. Keep it up. You're part of the Turning Point group?
I am going to be.
You gotta join. They're awesome. I need you guys to save this campus, because every time I come here, it gets worse. So thank you.
It gets worse because the media. So let's check something out since we're here. Homeland Security arrested worst of the worst. The thing I like about this one is you can put anything. So let's say I want to know who's had anything to do with minors. I want to know the ones that are from Austria. And if I wanted to, I could pick a state. Let's pick Louisiana. Were any of them picked up in Louisiana? Nope. Oh, okay. Good. Maybe it's just Austria. Now let's check Barbados. It's not going to be one from Barbados. Bangladesh. All right, these are really bad examples. Let me get out of here. Go to any. And DC. Oh, we have this guy from Guatemala contributing. Oh, that's contributing. Yeah, there's a few of those. Illinois. Yeah, let's go to Illinois. Perfect. Oh. Whoa. This guy from Singapore. Name is Amos Pang Sang Yi, bless you. Enticement of a minor for indecent purposes, sexual exploitation of a minor, material, pornography, sexual exploitation of a minor via telecommunications. Oh, that dude seems pretty bad. And he's not brown. Well, he's yellow. This guy named Martin Cornejo Rios. I don't know. From Mexico, convicted of sexual exploitation of a minor, material, pornography, obscene material, distribution, illegal re-entry. Oh, he was already kicked out once before. I'm so glad they got that guy and they're kicking him out again. But he's a good guy, guys. The guy from Vietnam. Sexual exploitation of a minor, material, pornography, and burglary. Lung Van Du. It's a hell of a name. Vietnam. Charlie, right? Dude from Mexico. Enticement of a minor for indecent purposes. Huh. Sounds like he needs to go. Another one from Mexico. Sexual assault, molestation of a minor. So, two pages of sexual offenses towards minors of these illegals. Now let's just do any state for minors. And then you go down and there's 75 fucking pages of immigrants that have been arrested for incidents involving minors. 71, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 per page. And at least 74 of them are full. Tell me again they're not going after fucking criminals. Everyday people, they said they're just collateral damage, I guess you can say it. But look, all these guys, this guy's from Turkey, this guy's from the UK, Cuba. It's insane. Let me drop the link again just in case y'all want to check it out. Because what I did is my daughter said she saw ICE in town and she was worried about it. And then I pulled it up. People detained by ICE in my town. And I showed them what they were arrested for. She feels better now. That's why she comes to me. Instead of believing what's on TikTok or all her college friends do it. And the final one that I want to show you. Yeah, I can't wait for this. I didn't know this movie was made or coming out. But it comes out in June. And Jared Leto, this is going to give it away for people that know. It's going to be Skeletor.
Not long ago, when times were simpler, this was a healthy breakfast. This was a powerful workout. And this was a hero. Perhaps Now, more than ever, we need that kind of hero again.
Trailer comes out tomorrow, and June 5th comes the movie, and I'm highly considering actually going to a movie theater. She knows. She knows. We're gonna watch it. No question. Hey, no problem, Angela. So with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I showed you the perspective from the boomers and the perspective from the zoomers. Millennial zoomers. Malumers. Malumers. Or zillennials. Wait, no, because that would still mean whatever one fits. And then we know. I forgot what I showed at the beginning. Oh, and that fucking senator who, not senator, state representative who, instead of answering questions about all the people that have been deported from the state of Tennessee and their crimes, he just wanted to make it about Donald Trump. Donald Trump. I'm not telling you how to think. Because if I told you how to think, you would probably believe Ashley Babbitt was shot and killed. Charlie Kirk was shot and killed. Jake Lang is a Christian. Come on. None of that shit's believable. But I am telling you to think. All right. Oh, you're waiting for the... Yeah.
And my precious all sinners,